Right, well, right at the beginning of this project, do you remember I had a temporary exhaust rig duct? So I've taken that apart so get sections like this with the bit that bolts to the header, or manifold, sorry. And then you've got the cast iron manifold here. I've loosely bolted this up, and you can see with a little bit of, I've not cut and shut it. I've actually used slightly curved sections, just tack welded. You can see to get it right. So you can see how that goes through into the aluminium chamber, and it's facing the back of the car. So with luck, you might be. I'm just thinking how you would get this off. You'd basically undo these two bolts here, that one. Drop the belly pan a little bit, and then it would probably wiggle loose and come out of the hole, to be honest. Okay, so this is the other side. Hang on, try and get a bit better light. Here we are. So you can see it's just tacked at the minute. So, right, I need to get some film of what it looks like on the inside. You'll be the first to see this, kind of. Right, so there's the exhaust. So I've got to work out how much I want to cut them down. I need to shorten them a bit, probably put a 30-degree bend in so they kind of point properly backwards. And I'll just take some footage from the other end as well, the tail end, if you like. Let's just get my light. There we are. Okay. So I probably need a short 30-degree bend welded to that to get it perfectly right. But that's getting there. So the plan for removing these, because they're now self stuck in place, is to remove these two nuts here, which I've done, but of course you can't drop it far enough. So then drop the belly pan, this end of it, about 2 inches. And in theory, these should come off the studs, and then you'll be able to wiggle them out. That's the plan. So let's see if that works. Right, so there they are, all MIG welded up. I did the technique where you use quite a high power, but you give it a little bzzzt, and then you let it cool a moment. Bzzzt, bzzzt, you sort of stitch it together with like weld, wait, weld, wait, weld, wait, wait. So it doesn't burn through the thin metal, but you get good kind of penetration. So yeah, there you are. It probably wouldn't be racing car standard, but it'll work, I think. So I've marked with this line here where it comes through the side aluminium panel. So I need to put like a bend there to bring it straight. So I'll measure that angle and then order a couple of pre-bent tubes that are correct and go from there. Right, well I took a break from welding up these, went inside. I've ordered some 30-degree bends on eBay, which will go, where are we? Go here, take it in correct angle, and then they'll fire down through the sort of air duct that I've made for each of these. Had a cup of coffee, watched Vice Grip Garage, Derek Bieri. It's a Saturday afternoon. This is what I do on a Saturday afternoon. It's pouring with rain anyway. And then I watched Bug Eye Garage, who is a guy who's also making a belly tank. His belly tank it looks to be a little bit slimmer than mine, but a little bit longer. But that's another interesting one to watch. So I think we're sort of watching each other somehow. I finished off the exhausts. Sorry, I'm mumbling. What do we got here? Yeah, this actually has it's the sections with a 30-degree bend in. We've also had a little cut and shut downwards as well. So that's exactly right now. Here's the other one. So you can see, if you imagine it in the car, the manifolds are flat. There we are. So it takes a turnout away around the aluminium box bit, and then it comes in, and then it fires. So there's the manifold, slightly inward and slightly upward to match the hole that it's firing into. And also I've welded these tabs on so I can bolt it through here to the sides of the aluminium just above the hole. Well, I've been thinking I need to bolt this inner structure to the tabs I welded on that are vertical all the way along. If you can see in there, maybe not. So basically I need 4 bolts each side like this, but I don't want them to vibrate loose, so I could use these nyloc type, but then if they get really hot, the nylon melts. Now, to be honest, I don't think they'll get that hot, because it's not just exhaust gas going down here, it's exhaust with a flow of air from the radiator. But just to be on the safe side, you can get these nuts. Again, they're locking, but they're all metal. They're used on aircraft, and there's different types. Some of them have like almost like a saw cut in a cross shape in the top, and they kind of grip. And some are just slightly oval, so they're literally a tight fit on the nut. So I'm going to use some of those with some of these bolts, and I've got a load of washers. So I've got to just drill the holes now and bolt everything together. The nuts seem really good. They grip the bolts really well. I've then gone along with a big hammer and this old screwdriver, and I've just been going along all the way along here, hammering this rolled edge back down, so it makes more of a seal against the body. You can see there's less than a millimetre all the way along there now between the body and this down here, so it should function well enough, hopefully. I've also cut some elongated holes here for the exhaust sort of bottom end. So if I put this in there, you see there's a little bit of leeway. I've made the hole slightly too large, so no doubt it'll be in the wrong place when everything's bolted up, but you've got to do your best, haven't you? So my plan for these exhausts is to paint them in barbecue paint. Actually, I did some research on high temperature exhaust paints, and in fact a lot of people said the stuff that's actually sold as high temperature exhaust paints doesn't last, flakes off. The 2 best recommended were barbecue paint, which I think is usually black, but obviously that's designed to withstand high temperatures. And then there's this stuff, Rust-Oleum hard hat. There we are, 2186. They've all got different names, but this is a very high temperature. Where are we? I can't find it now, but it's a very high temperature paint, basically. So I thought I'd try that anyhow. Yeah, if it stays on for a little while, well, that'd be great. And if it doesn't, well, at least it looked nice to begin with for a couple of photographs.